Bold and Beautiful, show number 4874, Inimitable Michael Stitch directing on July 27, 2006.
We belong together, Brooke.
I told you. I'm married.
You're still in love with me. I can see it in your eyes. We can have another chance, Brooke. Leave Nick and come home to me. Do it.
Mom. Here. Mom.
No, sweetie, no.
You have to eat something.
No, I can't eat. This secret is making me sick inside. I was just so focused on getting to you.
It was an accident.
We came around the curve and I didn't know Darla was there.
You had no time to react.
It's the guilt. I know that's what this is. Everything I do, everywhere I go, it's always there.
I know you want to tell Thorne the truth.
I never should have ever let Hector convince me to keep this quiet.
I told you already, okay? If you want to tell Thorne, I'll be fine.
If I'd just been honest, if I just told the truth.
We were scared, we freaked out, and we messed up, but that doesn't make you a killer. It doesn't make you a criminal. I mean, the judge will see that. Anybody could see that.
Shelley, we're gonna need one more chair.
Sir, there's a place for every member of the board.
We're gonna need one for Brooke. I want to make sure she's sitting up here next to me and she's copied on everything.
Yes, sir.
Snazzy digs.
Hello.
So, this is where you deliver your edicts. Shape up or ship out.
Exactly like that. Your sister's not here yet.
Actually, I'm here to see you. To say thanks. I want to thank you, Nick.
Why are you doing this?
Because I love you.
Nick and I are building a life together.
You're making a mistake. I know because I made one very similar a little while ago. I've been where you are, Brooke. There's nothing scarier than realizing you're going down the wrong path, the wrong direction. Changing course seems impossible. I know you don't want to hurt anybody, but sometimes you have to. You're gonna have to, Brooke, because that's the only way we're gonna be truly happy.
So if you're not with me, you won't be happy.
Not as happy as I could be. But if you're determined to go on this course with Nick, then I'll keep going. I'll have to.
You can't win me back by making me feel guilty, Rich.
Brooke, this has nothing to do with guilt. This is the truth. I want to spend the rest of my life with you more than anything else in this world. But if I can't, I will go on living, and eventually I'll meet someone else. Question is, are you willing to let that happen?
If I begged the court's mercy, it might keep you and Hector out of trouble.
Mom, the judge could have mercy on you, too.
That's unlikely.
But not impossible. I mean, if you turn yourself in and Thorne testifies on your behalf, you could get parole or a suspended sentence or something. I mean, if Thorne tells them how helpful you've been with him in Alexandria and how sorry you are.
Yeah, but first I have to tell Thorne what happened.
And he will know that it was an accident. You would never, ever intentionally hurt Darla. And that's what he'll tell the police.
And then Thorne could get the closure he needs, and maybe we could all start rebuilding our lives. And there wouldn't be any more secrets. There wouldn't be any more lies.
That's right. You're really gonna do it? You're gonna tell him?
Yeah. I kept a secret from your father once, and that destroyed our marriage. I don't want to let this secret destroy our lives. Thorne and Alexandria deserve to know the truth, and I'm going to tell them right now. Hector.
Hi. We need to talk.
Not now.
Why not?
Because there's nothing to talk about. I'm going to tell Thorne the truth.
Really?
Hector, I can't live like this. I can't keep going on like this. I'm in hell.
When you think the truth is going to set you free? Okay, both of you. You're coming with me.
You want to thank me?
That's right.
For what?
Motivating me to confront Ridge.
Well, I think he's using you to make Brooke jealous.
That's between us, all right?
All right.
He's trying to move on, Nick.
Move on with you?
No. Actually, who knows what the future holds?
Well, yours is going to be a lot brighter if he's not in it.
My future, my choice.
Well, he ain't your best if you ask me.
I didn't ask you. And from now on, I'd appreciate if you just keep your opinions about my personal life to yourself.
I thought I was doing you a favor.
Now I'm gonna do you a favor. This thing you have against Ridge, get over it.
Which one?
And you're not gonna help anyone by stomping around the house like king of the castle when Ridge comes over to visit me or RJ. Least of all yourself.
Just looking out for you. Guess it's in my nature.
Yeah, well, that might make my sister all warm and fuzzy, but not me.
Donna, you get involved with this guy, and you will get burned.
Can I accept seeing you with another woman?
You tell me.
Will I be jealous? Yes. Do I feel the connection when we're in a room together? You know I do. And I always will. And that's why I can't be here. We can't do this to ourselves.
You wanna forget our connection? But I'm telling you, you can't. It's just a matter of time, Brooke. Make that time now. Let's make it now.
I have to go to a meeting at Marone.
You have a meeting right here.
Now you handle it.
Hector, what are we doing here?
You'll see.
You brought us to a jail.
There's someone that I want you to meet.
That guard you were talking to when we came in?
He's a friend of mine. Don't worry, he's not going to tell anyone that we were here.
Why wouldn't we want anybody to know we were here?
Thanks, Darla. Taylor, Phoebe, I'd like you to meet Diane Walker.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
You don't know why you're here?
No, I'm afraid we don't.
Well, if Hector's brought you, I have a pretty good idea.
I'd like you to tell them a little bit about yourself. Mrs. Walker and I used to do charity work together. She was very generous to the people in my community.
I never thought their taxes would put a roof over my head someday.
Diane is serving a 10-year sentence for vehicular manslaughter.
I've only been inside for 2 years, but it already feels like a lifetime.
You're still here. That's a relief.
Where else would I be?
Signing up for unemployment. My sister didn't look too happy with you when I left.
No, we talked.
Well, that's good. Isn't it?
Brooke's scared, Darla. She's still angry with me for leaving her for Taylor. She can't deal with her feelings, so she's pulling away. That's the only reason she's going along with all this craziness, and everything's even becoming more ridiculous now. She's joining the board of Marone Industries.
Brooke on the board of a shipping company?
Nick's brilliant idea.
Shipping, it's just so...
So, not Brooke?
No.
Nick thinks if he can replace Forrester with Marone, maybe someday he might actually be able to replace me.
VJ, good to see you again.
Press says we've made our projections.
There's the quarterly reports. Why don't you let me know if they're right? George, welcome.
Dominic, what's all this?
I've got the quarterly reports here.
Nick, if I wanted to read, I would have brought the sports page. Your father could give me any figure I needed right off the top of his head. He knew this company inside and out.
Oh, George, give me about 30 more years, okay? I'll be able to do the same, I promise.
You better smooth out that learning curve or this company won't be around in 30 years.
Well, I agree with you, George. I think we need improvement, which is what I want to talk to you all about today.
Let's get started.
We have to wait for my wife. I've invited her to join.
Who?
My wife. I asked her to join me today.
You're bringing a model in to observe?
Actually, I've asked her to join the board. She's a CEO of one of the most successful businesses in the fashion company.
And she looks mighty fine on a billboard, but that doesn't qualify her to sit at this table.
Well, you give her a chance, okay, George? She'll bring more to this than you think. Ah, come in, come in. We're just about ready to start. Everyone, I'd like you to meet my lovely wife. One of the most successful minds in business today. Well, I'd say that pretty much brings us up to speed.
Marone is holding steady.
Earnings were consistent with previous quarters, and I do know how you like consistency, George, but in order to remain consistent, we are going to have to grow and adapt with the changing market. That means we look into Marone's future. So I'll pose it to you, George. Where are we heading? How do we get there?
It's an interesting question. Maybe not so interesting for Mrs. Marone. Why don't you let the missus get back to her fashion business? It's been a pleasure meeting you, ma'am. I look forward to seeing you again.
George, Brooke's not going anywhere.
No, I'm really very intrigued. I want to hear your ideas.
We may have made it sound more exciting than it is.
I think it's very exciting. With China opening up, there will be a greater demand for the international transportation of goods and petrochemicals, especially fuel.
But with fuel costs skyrocketing and the new tariffs, we're likely to see we have to use our dominance in the industry to our advantage, slash overhead and undercut the competition.
Nick, I agree. I think George does too. Providing the lowest prices available, it's the only way to maintain our competitive edge and set Marone apart from the rest.
Do you agree, Brooke? Do you have any thoughts?
Actually, I do have some thoughts. You say Marone's on top, and you'd like it to stay on top, right?
Obviously.
Is this what your tankers look like? Mostly black?
Yes,
Is that what they've always looked like?
always.
Then I think I have a change that you can make. Perhaps the most significant change in the history of Marone Industries. You want to set Marone apart from the others. You want it to be the clear and visible leader of the shipping industry. So, paint your tankers green.
I don't look it now, but I used to be a very respectable person. Loved by my family, admired in my community. I was what you call a high-functioning drunk. Just needed a little something to help me unwind at the end of my day. That's what I told myself. It wasn't a problem. It didn't affect my life. Until one day, my drinking ruined it. My children had asked me to get help. My beautiful girls. And maybe if I would have listened to them, I would not have been on the road that night. I hardly remember the accident. I didn't even stop. I realized what I had done. I saw the body on the street, but I just kept going. It was late. Nobody was around. I was probably in shock. I thought if I could just pretend that it didn't happen, it would just all go away. But it didn't. The police showed up at my house a couple days later. I was too drunk to answer the door. It was the only way that I could deal with the guilt. The police dragged me from my bed into a squad car. In front of the neighbors, in front of my children. I confessed. My lawyer told me that it might lighten my sentence, but it didn't, of course. But the truth is, I couldn't hold it in any longer. I was actually relieved just to tell somebody. Because I didn't think my life could get any worse. Keeping that secret inside felt like the most terrible thing that had ever happened to me. Oh, then I landed in here. 10 years seemed like a long time at sentencing. But I had no idea. Being locked up in here is worse than I ever imagined. And it is something to be avoided at all costs.